All right, welcome back to the show, Front Office Football. I am Keith, and
I am Nathan.
one date, two ways out. Get traded or get cut.
Yeah, June 1st.
What's going on June 1st?
Trades, cuts, who knows?
Yeah, June 1st is tomorrow, and we're going to get into kind of what's going on with the CBA, give you a little rundown of why June 1st is important, why it matters. You hear A.G. Brown that's been in the presser for months, right, even before the draft, but everybody's saying wait until June 1st. Why? We'll get into that. But our 30-second other sports segment will kick off the show.
Carolina Hurricanes.
Let's go.
Beating the Canadians, 6-1?
Yeah, in the last game,
In the last game, 6-1, game 5.
Yep.
Advancing to the finals to face the Las Vegas Knights.
Yeah. And the other big winner last night was
San Antonio Spurs beating out the OKC Thunder.
Yeah.
Huge win for Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah, big loss for Holcomb and his $40 million tag that he's got thrown on his name for it next year. So, yikes.
Chet Holmgren.
Didn't look good. All right, let's go Canes, and go. Who are you rooting for? Knicks or Spurs?
I'm going Spurs. I like a Texas team. Who doesn't?
Who doesn't like a Texas team? Yeah, I agree with you. All right, let's get into it. All right, so CBA lesson for all of you that don't know why June 1st is important, and why it matters. So I sign you to a big contract.
Yep.
Signing bonus. Usually that gets like prorated across your term, like 3 years, 5 years. So, it gets prorated across there. So the problem is, as soon as I cut you, sorry, buddy, or trade you, all of that future signing money gets lumped into this year's cap hit.
Right.
So if I owed you, 2 more years on your deal or 1 more year on your, usually it's like a 2 more years on your deal.
Yeah.
And I owe you like $40 million more on that proration, I would hit the $40 million all in one lump sum this year to hit my cap.
That's not good.
Not good. So what you could do after June 1st is you could split it. So you could only it allows you to take a portion of that now and the balance next year. So that way you have cap space available for you.
A lot more manageable.
Yeah, so you eat a little bit this year, a little slice, then you push the rest of it into next year.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really save money, but you free up room now for this year's cap. Make sense?
It does, yes.
All right. The other thing is, so that's trades. I'll get into what happens with like cutting and why that matters as well for this time of year when we get into the cut segment. But we're going to start with kind of trades. So let's go. We open the show with
the obvious.
The obvious, right?
A.J. Brown. Let's
go.
It's pretty obvious what's happening here. It's been talked about since the draft. I don't think we need to talk about it too much. He's going to the Patriots. He'll be traded to the Patriots for a early day 2 pick, probably. My guess, a second round pick, probably.
It's going to be interesting. I mean, everybody's talking about like where's he going to go? Probable destination. New England has been there, heavy favorite, highly interested. No secrets there.
You have some dark horses?
I don't know. You?
No?
Chargers, maybe?
Not really. I feel like he's 28, so I wouldn't trade him to a rebuild team. I feel like he's too old for a rebuild team, but he's still good enough for a contender.
Bills
is one of the dark horses that I've considered.
Okay.
They got what's his name from the Bears in the offseason. I don't remember who it was, but they got a Bears wide receiver to be their wide receiver 1 this year. But Keon Coleman is still their wide receiver 2, right?
Yeah. I think the Bills might sneak in there under the radar.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
So it's gonna be interesting because his cap hit, if they don't trade him, is $43 million.
Yep.
If they trade him, guess what it is? Do you know?
I have no idea.
It's only $16 million.
Really?
Yeah, only. Give me 16 million.
Only
16 million. So that frees up a ton of space for the Eagles, who always do an amazing job with their cap and trades and just picking players. I mean, they're good at their job.
They are.
in the front office.
Front office is really good.
They're really good at their job.
Unfortunately, Howie Roseman is one of the best GMs we've ever seen.
It's going to be interesting because, we talked about Hurts. I think 2 episodes ago, we had some quarterback mayhem, and Hurts was on there.
2
and
episodes ago.
What's that going to do for Hurts? I mean, look, A.J. Brown wasn't great last year. There's a million reasons why. He was unhappy. He likes to complain. He doesn't like the offense being called. He doesn't like plays being called. Does he not like Hurts? Does he like Hurts? I mean, he's a great wide receiver.
He is. Yeah. I mean, even with you could call it setbacks that they had last year. He still had over 1,000 yards receiving.
He did. He only had about 2 yards per route run, though.
Really?
Yeah.
2 yards per route run?
And he had his lowest PFF, I think, receiving grade.
Let's take a look.
Since his rookie year.
85.9 receiving grade. I don't know what.
It's like as low as his rookie year.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Or his rookie year was lower, obviously, but
yeah.
So there was a lot of shenanigans going on over there in Eagles land. So He's going to get moved. How does that impact Hurts? How does that impact the offense? How does that impact?
For me, how does that impact because realistically, it's going to be the Patriots, right? Can we just assume
All right,
it's going
fine.
to be
Let's
the Patriots?
roll. Let's roll Patriots.
How does that affect Kayshon Boutte?
Correct.
I think that turns into a potential trade as well for what happens now. I think is almost a carousel of receivers possibly getting traded. So like AJ Brown to the Patriots, and then the Patriots trade Kayshon Boutte to some other team for a 3rd round pick, and then they use that 3rd round pick for, I don't know, something else and something else. You know what I mean?
Well, he's redundant. Like, Bootie's going to be redundant if they get Brown.
Correct.
Don't need him.
Don't need him.
Do you cut him, or do you throw him in the deal back to the Eagles?
It depends on the money. I don't know what the money looks like right now, but
his cap hook right now is about $3.5-4 million.
So it's not that bad.
It's not.
It's not. So right now, the Eagles post AJ Brown trade, their receivers would be Devonta Smith and Mekhi Lemon, their rookie. And I don't know who their 3 would be. Would it be like what, Jahan Dotson? Maybe. I'm not too sure if he's still on the Eagles, but I could see a situation where Kayshon Boutte gets thrown into that trade to maybe move it to like a 3rd round pick, like a 3rd round pick in Kayshon Boutte for AJ Brown.
That's maybe. I think if the Eagles say no, have a nice day on Boutte, not interested, I want my 2nd rounder.
I still think he gets traded.
Oh, 100%. But where does Boutte go? So does Boutte then go to? I got him pegged at maybe Atlanta. I think there's some chatter over there with Tua potentially.
Atlanta. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you're only going to get a 4th round from him, but hey, a round's a round is a round, right?
Yep.
So they're going to sell low.
He's still young. He's 24 years old, right? And he had 550 receiving yards this season.
6 touchdowns. Yep.
6 touchdowns. It's a good touchdown number. I don't love the receiving number, but you can't really blame him. You can't blame a receiver for that. I mean, 551 yards on 33 receptions. So compare that to like AJ Brown, who had whatever it was, like 73 receptions for 1,000 yards.
All right. I see where you're going with that, right?
But for a possible destination place, I'm thinking probably the Raiders. Raiders are in a position right now, I think, to either sign or trade for a young wide receiver that probably wouldn't cost them a lot. That could definitely help out Fernando Mendoza in year 2.
Let me take 3 seconds.
Okay.
To pull up. Do you know the Raiders' full wide receiver core right now?
Trey Tucker.
I'll get it if you give me 3 seconds, okay. Or if you want to talk, you can.
I think they have. They have Jack Beck. I believe he was a rookie just last year out of TCU. I believe they still have Trey Tucker on their roster. They signed someone. I don't.
They got Jalen Naylor, Trey Tucker, Jack Beck. Those are right now the starters.
Jalen. That's who it was. Jalen Naylor. From the Vikings. Yeah.
And then you got a bunch of
Nobody's, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So I think Kayshon Boutte gets traded to the Raiders. I think he's their wide receiver 1 probably. Either him or Jalen Naylor.
Yeah, Naylor's gonna. That'll be interesting. It'll be a little. It could be a good 1-2 punch.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. 2 young guys.
Yeah. And Naylor's 27.
It's younger than AJ Brown.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So I like. Do you think we've got Brown covered, Boutte covered? Got some ideas?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay. I did throw out Atlanta out there. You were like, interesting. I mean, they got Drake London.
Definitely Drake London and
Jahan Dotson.
That's where you ended up. Jahan Dotson ended up.
Yeah.
Is he there 2 right now?
He's making $7.5 million, and Drake London is only making $5.4 million because of the rookie deal, right? So,
right.
That's where that is. So it's not a terrible amount of money for Jahan Dotson. So,
yeah.
I mean, if you could get Boutte on a cheap deal, I like where you're going, Raiders. Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the Raiders are going to be brought up a lot, probably when it comes to trades for young guys or signing, young guys, just because that's going to happen in a rebuild. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's going to happen in a rebuild.
Sure. All right. Number 2 on my trade list, Myles Garrett. He's always on the list, right?
He is, yeah.
It's
probably more likely now than ever. I feel like I've seen rumors about his trade.
correct.
You agree with me?
Yeah.
And it's a lot of money the Browns are taking on. It's what, 100 and... Do you have the paper? I think I have it up.
I don't, but I know his cap hit if he gets for this year is 15.53 on the book. So
yep, 15.534 million.
Yeah,
that's a lot of money.
Yeah,
and I think his total contract was like what, 4 years, like $100 and something million.
Yeah,
it's a lot of money, and this is my philosophy.
Okay.
I don't care how good he is. Myles Garrett is... Let me take a look. Myles... I don't have his age up.
I mean, the Browns keep saying, no. We're not moving him. We're not moving him. But,
right, but here's my philosophy. I don't care how good your player is. If you are... The Browns are in a rebuild. They are. That's the fact. They are in a rebuild. Their defense is good. Their defense is not a rebuild, but their team as a whole is. It is not intelligent, in my opinion, to be holding on to a $100 million 30-year-old if you're in a rebuild mode. With the assets that you can get from a trade, I feel like the assets you can get from a trade outweigh the player.
I don't disagree, but you know what? The folks sitting up in the expensive seats there at the front office, they need to put somebody's face on a ticket, right?
That's
on
true.
On the banners outside the building, right?
Yeah.
Like Baker's no longer there.
I mean, you're right. You are right. And
there's an investment in your business to put butts in the seats and sell a product. And if you're just going to put the logo on the front of the ticket, you're not putting Shador on the ticket.
Sean Watson.
You're not putting Deshaun Watson on the banners out front.
Yeah, so, I mean, you're right. You're right.
The only way I think it matters to me is like a trade with a little bit of, like, you got to get a name back.
Yeah.
I don't think it's just a straight, I'm going to dump them and take 48 million picks and get back a bunch of, guys you're going to end up cutting anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, I agree. Is there any situation where Max Crosby gets traded to a team that in that trade a quarterback is involved, would you say?
Whoa. I love that idea.
Is there any situation where that might
Myles
happen?
Garrett for a quarterback.
Yeah, for a quarterback. Did you have any ideas?
You're just putting me on the spot.
I am a little bit, yeah.
I'm trying to quick go through the Rolodex here and figure it out. What about San Francisco?
Interesting. For what, Purdy or Mac Jones?
Yeah.
I mean, either one of those two guys would be the starter, obviously, in my opinion. That's not a bad idea. I mean, let's think about that. You know, Myles Garrett to the Niners in exchange for Michael Williams, Mac Jones, and a first. I don't think that's a bad trade.
Let's go.
I don't think
Niners,
that's a bad
let's
trade.
go. Pull it up. Wait, they're in the NFC. Let's find an AFC team.
An AFC team? Maybe the Colts. How about that? Anthony Richardson and 2 firsts. Anthony Richardson and 2 firsts for Myles Garrett. But you can't do that. They just paid Daniel Jones $50 million. That's way too much money.
No, I mean, Richardson's going to be gone anyway, but I don't think anybody's knocking on the door to pick up Richardson as a They got enough projects. They got,
Yeah.
hey, what do you want? What is this, the project room?
How about Stroud? No, that defense doesn't need another edge rusher.
Nope.
They do not need. No, do not give them Myles Garrett. That defense would be horrible to play against.
I got one.
Go ahead.
It's a year off. It doesn't align.
What do you think of the Rams?
Bengals.
Bengals. Okay. Interesting. Why the Bengals?
He's frustrated over there, the quarterback.
That's true. Yeah.
He's out and out, more or less said, shit's got to get fixed or I'm moving on.
Yeah, you're right.
So,
Maybe-
but the problem is it's a year off. Like you're in the wrong window right now.
I mean, maybe in the event that Joe Burrow requests a trade, like we talked about, last episode? 2 episodes ago? Something like that. Yeah, why not? Bengals send over Joe Burrow, and you would probably still need to give away a first-round pick.
Yes.
For Joe Burrow and a first for Myles Garrett would probably be the trade, right? Either way, it's definitely interesting to think about a situation where a quarterback is involved in a Myles Garrett trade.
I love that.
Yeah. I feel like it's been a while since there's been like a real quarterback trade. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's been a while. Been too long.
I mean, the Jets have nobody. Pittsburgh has nobody. I'm just rolling through the AFC. What did you say? The Rams?
Yeah, maybe the Rams, but also kind of what you were saying, thinking a year away if, Matthew Stafford retires after this year and then Ty Simpson picks up the mantle. You know what I mean?
I do. Yeah.
They would trade Byron Young or Jared Verse and a first. Probably Jared Verse and a first for Myles Garrett. But at that point, if the Rams are trading for Myles Garrett, it would be because they have Matthew Stafford on the roster, not because they don't.
Yeah. I think Garrett doesn't move this year, but all of this chatter we're talking about right now, that could be a really interesting next year.
Yeah, definitely.
Like a really, really interesting next year. Because
100%.
Browns, if they bomb, they're going to have one of the early picks.
Mm-hmm.
And then the question is, hey, I could give you my first round pick and Myles Garrett. You give me your top quarterback, Burrow, and
Yeah.
and a pick swap or something. All right, we're going into the multiverse for this conversation, but I love where you were going though. That could be really cool. Myles Garrett for a quarterback somewhere.
Yeah. Year from now, that's gonna be really cool.
You heard it here first. Front office football. Mm-hmm. Nathan nailed it.
There we go.
All right, moving on.
Who's next?
I've got. Who do you want to go with? I've got Sweat or Brooks.
Let's go with Sweat.
Because I want to save a really interesting one for last.
Oh, so you're going with Sweat?
Well, I got Brooks, Sweat, and one more.
Oh, okay.
The one more is going last, no matter what.
All right, we'll go with Sweat.
It's relevant for the news that's been going on last
Because
week.
I've heard some Sweat rumors more recently than I have anybody else.
Okay.
You
Career high, 12 sacks last year.
very, very good season for Josh Sweat, and he has not shown up to OTAs. And he has voiced his discomfort.
Yeah, he hasn't shown up to workouts, right?
Yeah. And admittedly, he's aging. He's 29 years old, but he just had one of the best seasons he's had.
So
And he's still good.
So Gannon brought him in. Mm-hmm. Gannon ain't there anymore.
And Gannon's not there anymore. Correct. Yeah.
So it would save them $16.5 million on cap this year.
And they're in a rebuild mode. This is the same thing I was talking about with Myles Garrett. I don't care how good he is. If you're in a rebuild mode, get rid of the expensive good guys that are aging. You know what I mean?
I do. That would Sweat would be very interesting.
I've heard some rumors of the Cowboys.
Yeah,
I've heard that. That would definitely turn into an interesting edge rusher room that I feel like would be a little full potentially, but it's definitely
Bills.
Oh, I haven't heard Bills. That's interesting. Bills could definitely be an option. Yeah, maybe Bears. I also heard the Bears.
I like the Bears.
Bears is who I heard initially for the Myles Garrett, but I was thinking I feel like Josh Sweat might be a little bit more realistic for the Bears.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Jordan Brooks. We've been dying to get this guy.
I don't think we are, though.
We're not.
We got D. Winters.
We did from San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
So
short guy, but effective.
Yeah.
But Jordan Brooks still
led the NFL, 183 tackles.
Great season for him on a
first team
very,
All-Pro.
very, very bad team.
He's on his final year of a 3-year, 26 and change deal.
So do they just
$10 million cap hit right now?
So do they just play him out, or do they find someone to trade for? You know, because it's his last year.
Yeah, they would clear up about $8 million, a little more than that.
So it's not a lot of money, but
no. But when you're in rebuild,
yeah,
money matters.
It does, and he is 28, so he's possibly getting up there in age. I wouldn't say like he's old, right?
No,
but it's definitely interesting to see what they're gonna do, because they brought in the draft Jacob Rodriguez.
Yeah, in the second.
Those two together, I feel like could be very good together. Those are two. That's obviously Jordan Brooks, who had a very good season. He's probably one of the better linebackers in the league right now. And then Jacob Rodriguez, who was probably, in my opinion, the second or third best off-ball linebacker in this year's draft class.
Yes,
So do you keep him on the roster and help him develop Jacob Rodriguez, or do you trade him with that 1 year left on his deal? Kind of like what the Steelers were doing a little bit with George Pickens last year. You know what I mean?
I honestly think he's going to get moved. The fact that he's in contract disputes and no extension tells me they're waiting on June 1st. They're going to clear up the $8 million. They're going to trade, get some more picks.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, he's definitely
Cincinnati.
He's worth a day 2 pick. So
Cincinnati needs some linebacker.
Cincinnati is definitely a possibility. Yeah. I can't think of too many off-ball linebacker needy teams
Cincy for sure.
Off the head other than Cincy, but yeah, I definitely think him getting moved is a guarantee for me.
Yeah, he could be a second round trade guy. He could be like a third round with some sweeteners on the backside. You know,
really just depends on the team, because a contender. A Super Bowl contender second round pick is basically just an early third. You know what I mean?
True.
Yeah.
True.
You know, like the Seahawks. If the Seahawks won again this year, their second round pick, it might as well just be a third round pick.
Yeah.
Because once you get there in the draft. But yeah, Jordan Brooks, he's still good.
Very. What do you mean still good? He's getting better.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he is still getting better. But you would say Bengals is the destination for him, right? That's what you're saying? Bengals?
A little research I did, I think the Bengals needed a little love. Let me take a quick peek at their room that we were kicking around.
I'm thinking not necessarily a super realistic, but Denver could be an option for me. They released what's his face, and he went back to the Niners, and now they kind of have a bit of a hole in their linebacker. If I say so, I can just pull it up right now. Niners. Let's take a look. It is Dre Greenlaw. They released Dre Greenlaw at the end of the season.
Sorry, I'm just.
You're good. And in their place, there is still for the Denver Broncos, and in that place for off-ball linebacker, there is still Jonathan Cooper, who's more of an edge rusher. Nick Bonito is still more of an edge rusher, and then in their inside linebacker, Alex Singleton, who I think is still very good. But then it's Justin Strnad, who I don't think is bad, but Jordan Brooks would definitely be an upgrade. And I think in the situation that the Broncos are in, where they can win their division and they can go far in the playoffs, adding in Jordan Brooks would not hurt in the slightest. It would definitely be the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I like a good research on that. Bengals. Back to the Bengals real quick.
Yep.
Do you know who their linebackers are?
It should be Demetrius Knight Jr.,
Yep.
rookie last year from South Carolina, and Barrett Carter,
You are correct.
rookie last year from Clemson.
Yeah. So do they bring in
A veteran,
a
with
little
lot of
veteran?
experience. Maybe re-sign him. After
Their others are Oren Burks,
Yeah, I've heard of Warren.
Sways Bozeman,
Okay.
Joe Giles Harris.
Yeah, Jordan Brooks is definitely in the running, I think.
Bring in a veteran
for
with
the Bengals,
with the rookies.
Definitely. Yeah. Good call out.
All right. That wraps up the. No, I got one more.
You said you had one more special one.
I got a special one.
You got a special one.
And this is based on stuff that's been going on in the news with the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, is this last one Alvin Kamara?
It is
It is
Alvin
Alvin
Kamara. Good job.
Yeah. Is there something you want to address first?
What, Jacobs?
Josh Jacobs.
Ugh,
What are you doing, man?
what are you doing? Be better.
Be better.
I wouldn't even say be better. Just don't be that.
Don't.
Like, you don't even,
Yeah. Don't hit your girlfriend. Why is it so difficult to understand? I don't know. But yeah, I agree with you. I've heard some rumors that if this whole Josh Jacobs situation turns sideways, found guilty, maybe see some jail time, then Alvin Kamara could definitely be in the running for Green Bay Packers running back. And that's even more evident since the Saints brought in Travis Etienne.
correct.
There's no way that Alvin Kamara is going to get the same number of reps as he has in the past.
He had a career low, 470 some odd yards last year. He's 31.
He is 31. That's a concerning number
It,
for a running back.
It is, but I mean, the Packers may need a little.
Because they're still in contention running.
Right.
The fact is, any team that makes the playoffs is a contender, just straight up. But yeah, you know how many touchdowns he had last year? One. He had one touchdown last year. So I think Alvin Kamara is still good. I think he still can be good behind the right offensive line, maybe with the right.
Is there anybody else out there other than the Packers
Is there anybody else
that
out
wants
there
a
other than the Packers?
31-year-old Alvin Kamara?
I'll bring them up again. Maybe the Broncos, because right now their running back one is R.J. Harvey. I don't believe J.K. Dobbins is still on the roster. He's definitely a guy that I could see getting cut potentially just for money reasons. R.J. Harvey showed out in his rookie season. He definitely played very well.
Yeah, they like him for sure.
So maybe if they release J.K. Dobbins and then maybe bring in Kamara to back up R.J. Harvey, I could see a world where that happens. But with their drafting of Jonah Coleman, that's a little bit less likely. Coleman out of Washington. What do you call him? What do you call him? That one Washington game you watched? You called him poor man's Derrick Henry.
Poor man's Derrick Henry.
I mean, he was running over people. he he just so happens to be 7 inches shorter. So
Well, all right. So this is going to be really interesting. I'm trying to find a destination for him.
you can't find one. You're struggling, huh?
I am. Colts, maybe?
Maybe.
Back up for Taylor?
Maybe. No, they got that one guy.
Giddens?
Yeah, DJ Giddens. How about the Texans? Who's the Texans running back right now? Is it still God, what's his name? I always forget his name. Woody Marks. And they have David Montgomery as well on the roster. Is David Montgomery your one? I mean, he's younger than Alvin Kamara. I'd say Alvin Kamara is probably better than David Montgomery though. But you just brought in David Montgomery, so I don't see a world where that
Jaguars?
happens for Texans. There we go. Listen up, Ogden. Here's your situation. Yeah.
You've got Rodriguez that they grabbed from Washington, who is their number 2/3.
Yes. Chris Rodriguez, he had 500 yards last season, 6 touchdowns. So not a bad year in the slightest for 112 carries. But I think Alvin Kamara would be an upgrade. And he might be a little bit cheaper, him being a rookie and all. I mean, I'm a veteran, opposite of a rookie. Being more of a veteran, he might lay on the cheaper side.
They're paying Rodriguez $5 million.
Yep. Would you pay Kamara less or more?
Not more. Probably in that window, right? Probably, yeah.
In the window, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah. And then I think the last team to note is the team that Christian Rodriguez came from, Commanders. Because right now, Bill Krosky Merritt is their one, and I think that's all they got. I'll need to pull up their depth charts as I go. But yeah, Krosky Merritt, and then they brought in Rashad White from Tampa Bay. But
yeah.
The thing is, Alvin Kamara just seems like such a trade candidate, but it's so difficult to find a spot where he would go. Because all these teams that we just listed, I mean, they're potential, but they've also got more reasons than not to not trade for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think the only situation where Kamara gets traded is with the Packers situation. Other than that, I could see it being a cut, potentially. Do you know what the what his cap hit is, Kamara's?
it's not a big number.
Not a big number?
No.
It is, let's see.
It's not even $1 million.
Not even $1 million.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, but the Saints are still technically in rebuild mode, right? Technically.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, maybe, you know what? The edge rushers we were talking about, like Josh Sweat and Myles Garrett, or Josh Sweat probably more specifically to the Saints. The Saints don't really have a defensive end right now, or really an edge rusher. They have Carl Granderson, and they do have Chase Young. So Chase Young actually had a pretty good season, but they don't have super explosive off the edge. So maybe that could be a situation for Josh Sweat.
All right. I've always liked Kamara. I'd like to see him go somewhere, and I don't want to say like a major contender, but I'd like to see him move over to a team that's playoff bound.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Are we moving on to...
Yeah, that wraps up kind of who we felt was like, I don't know, big names that could save a bunch of money on the cap side after June 1st. We got one more?
Yeah, probably just one more to mention.
Who?
Let's not get too deep into it. Kayvon Thibodeau. You got so many outside linebackers on that team, dude.
Well, he's not really hit by the June 1st thing because he doesn't really have a cap hit problem.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely trade.
Yeah.
So which is really where we're going to next.
Yeah.
So, is it trade? Is it cut? We're in the cut side now.
Yeah. But I don't see a situation where they cut him. He had a good year. But you just have so many young outside linebackers, edge rushers that, Brian Burns had a phenomenal season. You drafted.
Yeah, no, he's
Arvell
not going to get
Reese.
cut. He would get traded, but there's
100%,
no like prorated on his deal that's really going to impact it. But
Yeah.
you're right. From an overall, draft is over. Holy shit, I've got probably one too many. Who's the odd man out in the kind of defensive front side of this room here? He only had 2.5 sacks last year. I don't know.
Because realistically, Arvell Reese is a rookie. There's no way in saying that he's better than any of these guys on the roster.
No, Burns,
And then
Carter.
and then Kayvon Thibodeau and Brian Burns are both better than those two. Those two are both better than Abdul Carter, and then we can't judge Arvell Reese because he hasn't played. So, did you waste both of your top 5 picks on guys that you're not going to start?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, right? Because he was pick 5.
Mm-hmm. And I think Carter was pick 4?
Yeah, and Arvell Reese was now just pick 5.
Yeah, Arvell Reese pick 5. I think Abdul Carter was pick 4.
Correct, last year.
Kayvon Thibodeau and Brian Burns are both better than both of them. Again, we haven't seen Arvell Reese play, so.
He's going into his 5th-year option, so.
Mm-hmm.
I think Harbaugh said that he likes him, wants to keep him on.
Yeah, definitely. But in the end of the day, it's not really his choice.
A, it's not his choice, and B, there's always a little bit of both sides of that conversation where, like, hey, I want to keep you, man. I want to keep you, which then other teams are like, ooh, they want to keep him. Why? Yeah, maybe they see something. Maybe he just had a bad year. Maybe, right? It helps kind of
Or they're just saying that to say that. I'm pretty sure I forget who on the Eagles was also saying, like, oh, A.J. Brown's not.
Well, what are you doing? Are you interested in him?
The Cowboys?
No, it's just you're in the front office. You're running a team. Thibodeau's
definitely, yeah.
You're buying low on him though. You're not giving him some monster deal for another 5 years, are you?
No, I probably because
you talked about the Saints.
What'd you say is going into his 5th-year option?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Trade for him. That's what I would do. I would trade for him. He's a solid player. He
talked about the Saints.
Talked about the Saints. Yeah, he again going into his 5th year, so he's 25 years old. And I think he's still a solid player.
What's he worth? You buying low on him? He was a 5th overall pick.
Oh,
3rd?
Yes. Yeah, Kayvon Thibodeau was a 5th overall pick, wasn't he? And that same year they got Evan Neal. Here we go. But Kayvon Thibodeau, what would I give up for him? I'd probably say he's worth less than Jordan Brooks, less than Josh Sweat.
Brooks is a 2nd round in my eyes.
Yeah.
2nd.
I'd probably say I'd give up like a compensatory 3rd.
Yeah.
Because compensatories are at the end of the round. So I probably at the most he's worth a compensatory 3rd.
Okay.
In my eyes.
All right, we'll see where he goes.
Yep.
I think that was the list of the kind of the tradey conversation of what's out there. We talked about Crosby already early when we talked about A.J. Brown, and we talked about Booty when we talked about A.J. Brown. So I think we've covered those other players out there. You can go back and listen to the front side of this segment if you want to hear about Brown and Booty as well as Max Crosby. All right, now the cut, right? So it's a little bit different with the cut clause after June 1st. So if you cut the guy, all your money's due, right? Same thing. But I think they give 2. You're allowed to cut 2 guys and do the same concept, where you're allowed to peanut butter spread the prorated money out. So there's a couple guys out there that are on the chop block potentially.
Who would you like to start with?
The big one out there is Ayuk.
Yeah, he basically disappeared that second half of the season, right?
Mm-hmm.
Stopped showing up, and not in the sense of stopped showing up of like he started playing bad. He wasn't playing, right?
Yeah, he signed a $120 million 4-year deal in 24.
Yeah, I'd cut him. Even if it's
Well, he skipped rehab. They made him forfeit his. I got the number here around here somewhere. $27 million in guarantees.
I just don't think it's a fit anymore.
I think it's a straight release, right?
In my eyes, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any way around it. He tore his ACL and MCL and meniscus. Never played in 2025. Yeah. He's not a Niner anymore, I'd say.
He's not. So I've got an interesting place where I think he could land.
And what's that?
Washington.
Okay. Washington.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yes.
Why Washington?
I am a little worried about their
Receiving core?
am.
I am too. Terry McLaurin is still good. Scary Terry.
Sure.
He is still good. But your 2 right now is what? Luke McCaffrey? Your 3 is rookie Antonio Williams out of Clemson. Antonio Williams. I like Antonio Williams. He's pretty good.
Van Jefferson and
Traylon Burks?
Diane Brown.
Diami Brown. Diami Brown had some flashes, but
Tyler Burks or Traylon Burks. My
Burks,
apologies.
yeah. Yeah. That's an interesting place. But at the same time, does any team want him? I mean, they've always seen, like you said, he skipped his rehab. He, his attitude. Would any team really even want him? Kind of similar to Stephon Diggs. You can say they're as good as they are because they are good, but from a character standpoint, does anybody want him? And I think the answer is no. I think Brandon Ayuk may or may not be done with football.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe an XFL team signs him. I don't know, something like that. But in the NFL, I think Brandon Ayuk is probably done unless somebody just needs a player to play. Like a contender that's missing out on a really good receiver, which we actually might get to later. I don't know if he's on your list, but he's definitely on mine.
I mean, we talked about the reason I like Washington is what we just said, right? Like, so McLaurin's, he's not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Quinn, we talked about, it's kind of on the hot seat-ish, right? He overshot the moon. We talked about it last week. If you want to go back and listen to Coach on the hot seat, he's on the hot seat. Only because we feel like he overshot, and then, your quarterback gets hurt throughout the year, and you kind of stumble around and fumble around, and your year ends up being mush. Okay, well, now what's going to be this year? Is this year going to be
back at it, or
are you back at it as a major contender, or are you limping around the NFC?
Right.
So, I don't know. Bring Ayuk in.
That's interesting. Definitely interesting.
All right. I don't know who else do I have. I don't know. I have a whole lot on this.
Can I bring up someone?
Who do you got on the cut sheet?
You don't have him. I know that, but I have Rashee Rice.
Interesting. Why?
So, can't deny he's good. He is good. He's quite the player. But it's the off the field issues. He broke his probation. Pretty sure he was I forget exactly what he was doing, but he broke his probation.
Weed.
It was. 30 days in jail?
I'll give you one guess. I'll give you 10 guesses.
Yeah, I'll give you 10 guesses. With NFL players, it's either 3 things: speeding, assault, or weed. That's about it. And we've actually, I think, hit all 3. We've hit all 3 basically this off season, or this past year, and 2 of those were Rashee Rice. But yeah, he broke his probation, 30 days jail time. As a franchise, why are you still putting up with him? You would think that, hey, I did something not very good, and I basically got off, right?
Yeah.
I should be thinking to myself, I'm the luckiest guy alive. I still get to play with Patrick Mahomes. I still get to keep my job. No, let me break my probation, actually. Let me go make my situation worse. Do the Chiefs look at that and say, go make your situation worse somewhere else, or do they put up with it?
I mean, it's going to be... I don't think he's on the team after this year. It's just, what does this year even look like or matter?
Right.
If he's missing games, they're not going to extend them. They're not going to pick... Not interested.
I agree. Yeah, I'm not interested. If I'm the Chiefs, I'm not interested in. And if I'm any other team, unless I don't know. If I'm any other team, I'm also not interested in him.
But it's interesting because Kansas City didn't really do anything to solve their wide receiver.
That's true.
Room
Yes. Yeah.
through the draft at all, or I don't know what they're doing. I mean, they picked up Walker, which is awesome. Grab, right, running back.
Huge grab,
so
100%. But they're
home run.
If they were to release Rashee Rice, their wide receiver 1 is now Xavier Worthy, and their wide receiver 2 is Tyquan Thornton. Xavier Worthy as a wide receiver 2 this past year, he had 532 yards, 1 touchdown.
AJ Brown.
Maybe. That's not terrible. I'll say that. That is not a terrible idea. Kayshon Boutte, I don't think, would be a terrible idea either. But overall, I'm not keeping Rashee Rice on my team. Let me see what his Rashee, if I can pull this up, Rashee Rice cap hit. Receiver Rashee Rice has a cap hit of $2 million.
Yeah, but it's just this year. It's irrelevant. Like, it's not. You're not helping anything here.
Yeah.
You're going to pay the cap hit if you drop him or not.
Right.
Because it's his last year.
But I wouldn't cut him for money reasons. I think
No, you're not cutting him for money reasons.
Purely
off the field.
Yeah, purely off the field stuff. And he's still young. He's 26 years old. I feel like he's obviously still good, but you know what can you do?
Don't know.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place here.
I mean, there's a couple. Moving on.
Just a couple kind of, I wouldn't say obvious, but you know, nothing super to mention. Depth pieces. Ezra Cleveland on the Jaguars. Older veteran. You know
Who?
Ezra Cleveland.
Okay.
He's on your list.
Armstead as well on the Jaguars.
Yep. And who brought that up? That was Ogden.
Ogden actually brought that up this morning.
And that was definitely an interesting take that I didn't think about before he said that. Eric Armstead
had his best season.
But
big interior pass rusher for those that aren't following Eric Armstead.
But written here, releasing him after June 1st saves $14.5 million.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money that they can clear up right there.
Yeah, production was there, but they're just cutting for cash.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't think they have the depth to release him. Albert Regis, their rookie. I don't think they have the depth to release him. I think if they did, they would, but they don't, so they won't. Is that a good way of putting it?
I do. I don't... Wow, it's going to be... That's a tough one. Like, can you find production? It's like Moneyball for NFL, right? Can you find production at cheaper value that's equivalent to what Armstead did last year at a cheaper rate? Like, could you get something that's not $14.5 million?
Right.
I don't know.
I don't know either, actually.
I mean, Sweat's out there. We talked about him.
Mm-hmm. I would probably trade for another defensive tackle, if anything. I don't.
Yeah.
Ooh, maybe like a. I don't know all the money. I'm just spitballing names like the Texans, Sheldon Rankins. Again, just spitballing names.
Sheldon Rankin.
Yeah, on the Texans.
No, I know who he is. I'm just pulling up to see how much money he's making.
How much money?
8.5.
That's cheaper, obviously, than Eric Armstead. And he had Sheldon Rankins actually had as a big guy on the interior, 3 sacks, 23 solo tackles. Good run stuffer. Just overall, he's a good run stuffer. Kind of doing what Eric Armstead was doing this year. A little bit less production, but I think just as old, I believe. I don't know how old Eric Armstead is. I think he's like, 35 maybe? I don't know how old Eric Armstead. He's not 35. No way he is. He's 32. So him and Sheldon Rankins are the same age. But yeah, I think trading for, like what you were saying, like that Moneyball situation of finding someone to replace him, whether it's trade or whether it's signing.
Yeah.
I definitely think is in their future. Actually, if I even go to, this is my favorite website, Spotrac, and I will go to the NFL free agents just to take a look at maybe if there's some interior defensive linemen still available that are available. Yeah, available. Here we go. Not a lot of names on the list. So I don't think signing is in their window to replace Eric Armstead. I feel like if they're going to replace him, they're going to trade him. But I don't see many teams trading for a 32-year-old defensive tackle.
Sounds good.
Yeah. You got anything more to add?
I don't. I mean, you're going to see names you don't recognize getting cut this week, and it's really what teams can do. I think it's up to 2, as I mentioned at the start of the segment. You can do up to 2 where you get some relief on the proration components to it. So if you want to spread out and save some cap money this year, go for it. But yeah, Ayuk is probably the big one out there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he gets cut. But, the big ones we talked about in the first segment around trades, I mean, it's the same thing, right? You're trading to save cap hit. Same thing, proration of your money or across the deal. Brown, Brooks, Sweat, Kamara, maybe. I mean, there wasn't a huge cap hit on Kamara, but
yeah.
I don't know. There's going to be some movement this week. It's going to be interesting to see a little recap maybe next week as to if there were names that we missed, surprises out there that we didn't think about.
Yep.
But it's going to be interesting. And it's going to be interesting to see what teams maybe come in and try to scoop up some of these players that maybe get cut. I mean, there's a lot of offensive guards and defensive line. There's grinders out there that are going to get the cut stick.
Yeah.
And people are going to swoop in and be like, I need depth. I'll pull you in and pay you $3 million a year. Thanks.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's going to be a good competition. This is why this part of the year is fun if you're like into the weeds on kind of the grinders of the team, right? Not the big splash names. There's a couple ones out there, but yeah.
All right.
Anything else?
I don't think so. I think, as always, if you disagree, let us know. If we missed any, let us know. If you have an idea for another video, let us know.
We're trying to be happy. Somebody said we weren't too happy on this segment, but I'm excited.
Happy?
I'm happy. I laugh. I have a good time.
Yeah.
This is fun for us. So I hope you guys watch. I hope you give some feedback and tell us what you want to listen to next, and we'll kick it around. So Go Canes this week.
Go Canes.
And go
Spurs.
Go Spurs.
Let's go.
All right.